There is an important update circulating about discussions surrounding a potential minimum monthly payment of $1,300 for people who receive Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and in some conversations, VA benefits. If you rely on these programs, this is one of those updates you really do want to hear carefully all the way through because there is a lot of confusion right now. For many seniors, disabled Americans, and fixed-income households, a headline like that can bring both hope and anxiety at the same time. This report aims to slow everything down, clear up the rumors, and provide a calm, honest explanation of what is actually happening, what is not happening, who is affected, and what you should realistically expect from your next payment. By the end, you will know whether this applies to SSI, SSDI, retirement, older pre-1997 Social Security groups, and even VA recipients, plus what to do if your payment has not shown up yet. Let me say this right at the beginning because many people watching are worried. Prices are still high, groceries still hurt, rent still hurts, and utilities still hurt. When you hear a number like $1,300, it is natural to wonder if you are finally getting more help. That is exactly why this information matters, because this is one of those moments where people hear one sentence online or see one headline, and it starts spreading fast. But the details matter, and for seniors, especially those living month to month, details matter a lot. So let us go through this carefully together, one step at a time. Here is the reality at this time. There is no new universal federal rule that says every Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA recipient is now guaranteed a flat minimum of $1,300 per month. That is not how these programs currently work. Social Security, retirement, and SSDI are based mainly on your earnings record and work history. SSI has a federal maximum payment amount, not a flat universal minimum for everybody. VA payments are based on disability ratings and other qualifying factors. So if you saw a video or a post suggesting that a brand new $1,300 payment is automatically going out to everyone, that is not confirmed by the Social Security Administration or the VA. Now, what is happening is that benefit amounts for 2026 did increase because of the cost of living adjustment, also called COLA. Social Security and SSI both moved higher in 2026 because of that official adjustment. But here is something many people do not realize. A COLA increase is not the same thing as a new guaranteed minimum payment. Those are two very different things. So let us make this simple. This is not a bonus. This is not a surprise extra check. This is not a cut. And in many cases, this is timing, scheduling, and normal benefit calculation being misunderstood online. That is the big message here. Let us break this into the groups that matter most. If you receive SSI, the federal maximum monthly payment for 2026 is $994 for an individual and $1,491 for an eligible couple. Some states add a supplement, which means a person in one state may get more than someone in another state. But the federal SSI program itself does not create a new blanket minimum of $1,300 for every person. The official rule for SSI is also important. SSI is usually scheduled for the first of the month. If the first falls on a weekend or federal holiday, the payment is generally sent on the previous business day. That is why sometimes people think they got an extra payment when really the next month's SSI arrived early because of a calendar. So if you are on SSI, what should you expect? Expect your regular SSI amount adjusted by current rules and watch the calendar carefully. Early arrival does not automatically mean extra money. It often means the payment date moved because of a holiday or weekend. If you receive SSDI, your amount is based on your covered earnings and work history before disability. SSDI is part of Social Security's insurance system. That means there is no one-size-fits-all benefit amount for everyone on SSDI. Some people receive less than $1,300, some receive more. It depends on the record. For payment timing, SSDI usually follows the Social Security Wednesday schedule for people who started benefits after May 1997. If your birth date falls on the 1st through the 10th, payment is usually on the 2nd Wednesday. If your birth date falls on the 11th through the 20th, payment is usually on the 3rd Wednesday. If your birth date falls on the 21st through the 31st, payment is usually on the 4th Wednesday. And this is where things become important. Many people hear about a payment date and assume the money must appear in their account at the same exact time, but that is not always true. If you receive retirement benefits, the same basic point applies. There is no automatic new $1,300 federal minimum for everyone. Retirement benefits are based largely on your lifetime earnings and the age you claimed. Some retirees do receive more than $1,300. Some receive less, some much more. But that number is not a new across-the-board guarantee. The 2026 COLA did increase retirement benefits by 2.8%, and that increase started with benefits payable in January 2026. Now for the older payment group, because many people ask about this. If you were receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, or in some cases if you received both Social Security and SSI, your payment is generally on the 3rd of the month instead of the Wednesday birthday schedule. That older timing rule is still recognized by the Social Security Administration. However, there is one detail many people miss. If the scheduled payment day lands on a federal holiday or weekend, the processing can shift. That does not mean you lost money. It usually means the calendar changed the release date. For VA disability compensation, the amount is not set by Social Security rules. VA compensation is based on your disability rating, dependents when applicable, and related VA rules. So again, there is no universal new $1,300 rule that automatically applies to every veteran. Some veterans may receive around that amount, above it or below it, depending on their rating and circumstances. VA rates for 2026 are published separately from Social Security rules. And for SNAP, this is separate from Social Security and SSI payment calculations. SNAP is a nutrition assistance program, and eligibility depends on household rules, income deductions, and state administration. So the Social Security rumor about a minimum $1,300 does not mean SNAP is suddenly becoming a fixed extra amount either. Now let us talk about the part that confuses people every single month. Here is the plain English version. The Social Security Administration sends it, but your bank decides when you see it. That one sentence clears up a lot. Social Security can issue the payment on the official date, but your bank or credit union may show it earlier than expected, right on time, as pending first or fully posted later. So if you are comparing your deposit to someone else's, even if both of you are on the same program, you may not see it at the same hour or even on the same banking timeline. This is especially true with direct deposit, prepaid debit cards, small banks, credit unions, and weekends or holiday periods. An early release from a bank is not the same as a new federal benefit. A pending deposit is not the same as a missing deposit. Paper checks can also move more slowly than direct deposit, especially with mailing time. The Social Security Administration's own payment schedule says, if you do not receive your payment on the expected date, allow 3 additional mailing days before contacting them. That matters because a lot of people panic on day 1 when the system itself says, give it a little time first. Now let us go through the checklist. If your payment has not arrived, do this in order. First, wait 3 business days if you are dealing with a mailed check or a timing issue around the expected date. Second, check your bank first. Look for 3 things: posted, pending, or returned or rejected deposit. Sometimes the payment is there, but it has not fully posted yet. Third, check your My Social Security account if you have one. That can help you verify your payment history and timing. Fourth, look at deductions or changes. Sometimes people think a payment is missing when the real issue is a Medicare premium deduction, an overpayment recovery, a bank change, or an account information problem. And this is where things become important. If there is an overpayment recovery or another adjustment, the deposit amount may be lower than expected. That can feel like a missing payment, when really it is a changed payment. So always compare the amount, not just the date. Fifth, call the Social Security Administration if the waiting period has passed and nothing is there. If you receive VA benefits and the problem is on the VA's side, check your VA payment history tools and then contact VA if needed. The key is this: do not assume the worst on the first morning. A lot of people reading this are tired. Not dramatic, not negative, just tired. Tired of stretching dollars. Tired of watching food cost more. Tired of wondering whether the deposit will be enough one more month. That feeling is real. And even when the update is just timing or just a schedule issue, it does not feel small when every bill matters. So here is the practical checklist to use. Verify your official payment date based on your program. For SSI, remember the first of the month rule with early payment when the first lands on a weekend or holiday. For retirement and SSDI, check whether you are on the third of the month group or the Wednesday birthday schedule. Verify your direct deposit information. A wrong account number, a closed account, or an old bank on file can create real delays. Verify your deductions. Look for Medicare premiums, overpayment recovery, or other changes that may reduce what lands in your account. Protect yourself from scams. If someone calls, texts, emails, or messages you saying they can release your $1,300 payment faster, that is a red flag. Government benefits do not work that way. Do not give out your Social Security number, bank account details, Medicare number, or login information to someone who contacts you out of the blue. Also, do not spend a bank's early release as if it were extra money. If your bank posts something early because of a holiday schedule, that may simply be your next regular payment arriving ahead of the calendar. And monitor your account until the deposit fully clears. This part matters because even when a rumor is false, there may still be real help available. Check whether you qualify for SNAP if groceries are hitting hard. Check for energy assistance if utility bills are a problem. Check Medicare savings programs if Medicare premiums are taking too much from your monthly budget. And use benefit search tools to look for programs that fit your situation. Sometimes the biggest financial relief does not come from a viral headline. It comes from applying for a program you already qualify for but never knew was available. Now, let us answer the big question many are really asking. Will more help come later? The honest answer is this. As of right now, there is nothing officially signed that creates a new universal $1,300 minimum benefit across Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and VA. There are always policy discussions, proposals, advocacy conversations, and public pressure around benefit adequacy, inflation, and support for seniors and disabled Americans. Those discussions do exist, but discussion is not the same as law. Proposal is not the same as approval, and hope is not the same as deposit. So it is important to be balanced here. Could future changes happen? Yes. Changes are always possible in government policy. Is there an official across-the-board $1,300 guarantee right now? No. Not based on current Social Security and VA rules. That is why it is so important to separate confirmed benefit rules, payment calendar timing, COLA adjustments, and rumors that move faster than facts. Official updates will continue to be monitored, but the goal is to always share what is real. If you heard that everyone on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA is now guaranteed at least $1,300 a month, that is not confirmed as an official blanket rule. What is real is this. 2026 benefits did rise with a 2.8% COLA. SSI has updated maximum federal amounts. Payment timing can shift because of weekends and holidays, and banks can post deposits earlier or later than the official issue date. So stay calm, check your schedule, check your bank, and do not let internet confusion shake you more than it needs to. This information is provided for informational purposes only and is not official advice from the Social Security Administration or VA.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'ma flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the flame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it, I'm rust.